Welcome back to Mad Dog Airguns. Today we have the Benjamin Sheridan 0.20 pump up. I've had a lot of people asking about the scope mount for this. Basically it's just I showed you in the last video where it just screws in the top of the breech here, and it's got a cutout so you can get your pellet in it. That's just an 11mm rail. Now I did try mounting this scope directly onto that because I had 11mm scope rings, but when I had it on there it was getting in the way of the bolt, and I couldn't slide the bolt back. So on Amazon I ordered this. It's an 11mm fitting Picatinny rail because I've got Picatinny scope rings as well. So that goes on the 11mm rail. So I'm just going to put that on first. Basically I'm just going to show you how I mount the scope on a rifle. Whether it's the right way or wrong way to do it, I do not know. I'm sure people will let me know in the comments. So this 11mm thing here I'll just put on, making sure that there's enough of a gap so that I can get my pellet in, because the pellet goes just in here. This was just a cheap thing off Amazon, about €8 I think it was. Came all the way from China, but it does the job. So that's on. I'll just get you a close-up of that. So now we've got that on nicely. I've got the scope here. Now this is a 3-9 by 40. It's got the adjuster thing there, and it's got the parallax adjustment on the end there, which is quite handy. So what I'm going to do now to try and get this sort of set up as best as I can, I've already had it sat on here, so I know that it needs to go sort of somewhere like that. So I've already had it sat on here, so I'll just tighten these up like this. I've already set the eye relief so that I know it needs to be pretty much there. When you hold it up you get good eye relief. So I'm going to take the scope off. I've got the rifle set up on a rest, so you want something nice and steady. And I've set a plumb line up through there, but that's quite high up. But what I'm going to do is get this set right first. So what I'm going to do is just put a spirit level across there like so. And adjust it so that the spirit level just adjusts the rifle in the rifle rest, so that those scope rings are pretty much as level as they can be. So now we know that the rifle's sitting level. I'm going to put the scope back in. Try not to knock the rifle. And put the scope rings on loosely. Put the scope rings on so you can still turn the scope without touching the rifle. Basically I've got a plumb line hanging in the doorway in front of the window. So I'm going to look through the scope and then line the vertical line in the scope with that plumb line, hopefully. So that is pretty much how I put this a scope on the Benjamin Sheridan. So I've had a few people asking, have you managed to get a scope on it? That's how it's that's how I've done it. And that's how I set it up. It might not be the best way to do it, but I know that the rifle's level and the scope is lined up with a plumb line so that it is as straight as it can be. And now we've just got to zero it in. So you don't want to tighten the scope rings down too much, just nip them up. You don't want to crush the tube. That's all good. So now, that was really good through there. I can zoom in, zoom out. I can see right over at those trees. It's quite a good scope. So it's got the parallax bit on the end of it. If you don't know what parallax is, there's plenty of videos out there for that. So that's it. The Benjamin Sheridan is all scoped up. Next job is to get it outside and get it zeroed in, which will be another day because it's really crap weather at the moment. So got a couple of little videos lined up with the old Airguns outside. So hopefully you come along and enjoy them. And that's it. We're all done. This can go back in the gun cabinet now. There you go. A lot of these airgun videos keep getting demonetised, and it's not all about the money, but a little bit of money trickling in helps keep the hobby going, basically. So I've set up a buy me a coffee account. I don't drink coffee, so I've changed it to buy me a beer. So if anyone fancies popping over and buying us a beer, much appreciated. And as the channel gets bigger and that, we'll see about sorting out some more perks and that, maybe some memberships and stuff. See how it goes. But for now, I've just set up a buy me a coffee, buy me a beer, because it is thirsty work doing all this and a lot of talking. So it's always nice to have a beer, isn't it? So if you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll catch you in the next video. Bye for now.